something like this happens, and I remember after the 1974 tornado for years, and probably still to this day, people relate stories of odd things that happened, and we're already getting those reports, and may well be true. When something like this happens and the power of nature is seen firsthand, this may be true. I remember after 1974, they found, that was April 3rd, and people were doing their taxes, they found tax returns in different states. So people from Shelbyville are telling us that it seemed to be raining twigs, leaves, and branches at their home. So it is altogether possible when you see the splintered wood from this Bullitt County area.
Okay, here it is. This is home video we're looking at now of the tornadoes, and well, you can see the time code on the videotape. This is 6:56 p.m. and this is. Could you tell me, guys, what area?
This is from Mount Washington.
Okay.
This is apparently what man Anthony Glass saw from his Linwood Road home. You can hear the sirens in the background, and there's the tornado.
Oh, my goodness.
And it is a big one.
Well, the size of the tornado would certainly bear out then the reason for the damage.
Damn, that's a big-ass tornado.
Yeah, pardon me. The twister formed beyond the trees. Later you can see the winds blowing up small debris in the air, but you could see just before this the formation of the tornado behind those trees. I don't know where he's standing.
You don't want to go that way!
There's another one that seems to appear to me up in the clouds. I don't know. It seems to be forming up in the clouds again.
Our producer says he was standing in his front yard when he shot this home video, and so it's...
This is on Linwood Road in Mount Washington, and you have seen all of the devastation.
My goodness, people were still driving around, and you can see the twisters in the distance.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been, but... And that is home video from Anthony Glass. We do appreciate your home video this evening from Anthony Glass in Mount Washington, taken from his Linwood Road home. And you could see the tornado forming, and it was a very large tornado there in Mount Washington that you could see.
Let's go to Christina Mullins, who is on the phone. She is from one of the EMS units. Christina, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the EMS triage unit just down the road from Pioneer Village, which was hit very hard. And we've only got one phone here that I've been able to use. It's a cell phone. And we are having an impossible time with communications, trying to get in and out on the phone, trying to get a hold of the hospitals and police and dispatch units. And I was wondering if there was any way we could ask people who are making unnecessary phone calls to please restrain from making those phone calls, because EMS and police are having a very difficult time with communications at this point.
Well, Christina, you've just told them and asked them, so we appreciate your call, and you've just done a great public service. Can you tell us anything about have you gained access to the Pioneer Village area, and can you tell us anything about the damage and what you've seen so far and possible injuries?
Well, we've transported 4 patients with relatively minor injuries. Everybody else has pretty much been walking in. I know that the rescue crews are currently doing a sweep for people that are trapped in the rubble, because most of the houses were totally destroyed in Pioneer Village.
Now, Christina, we've been looking at the destruction of those homes. Do you think that the injury toll will be going up from this? We seem so far to be very, very fortunate as far as that's concerned.
Yeah. At this point, it looks to be like we've gotten off pretty good. We haven't had anything too bad come out of it, unless, you know, God forbid, they find somebody trapped under.
Right, and that's what they're looking for at this point.
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now.
All right, and right now on the screen, we are watching from Mount Washington home video of the tornado as it formed, seemed to go back up into the clouds and then dip down again. And from this, you can see it was a large tornado. And Christina, once again, we want to pass along to people, stay off your cell phones, and I guess you're saying stay off any kind of phone. Don't be calling into the Bullitt County area.
Right.
All right.
Christina, can you tell me, are they doing house-to-house searches at this point?
I believe that is what they are doing at this point. I'm kind of out of touch with that part of the procedure. I'm triaging patients as they bring them in here. we haven't had anything major come in from the sweep. We've just had some elderly patients who had difficulty transporting themselves have been transported in, and they're moving everybody to North Bullitt right now.
Right. And Christina, have they told you, did they get, did they have sufficient warning? Did they head to their basements before this hit? What are they telling you about that?
From what I've heard and what I've gathered, everyone knew that it was coming, and a lot of people did take shelter, and I think that's why we have such a low rate of injury at this point. I know that this couple I spoke with, a very elderly couple, were in their bathtub with their dog, so I think everyone knew.
That's great. Good. That's great. And Christina Mullins, thank you very much for calling.
Okay, thank you.
We want to continue our coverage of this situation for that reason precisely, because we want to get the most updated coverage of this situation to you. We not only want to show you what has happened, we want you to know what's going to happen. There you see a Red Cross shelter, which we have many. We're going to have our regular newscast at the top of the 11 o'clock hour. We have 5 live crews who will be reporting to you from Taylorsville, Mount Washington, this Pioneer Village area, also another location in Bullitt County. We have people here who are going to be calling us with information. What we want to do is give you the most up-to-date information about all of this that we can.
Yeah, here once again, and we had to kind of, I assume, go down for refueling, but once again, this is Sky 11 on the job in the area of the Brooks Road interchange. And George, are you up there once again? Can we talk
Gary,
to you?
we sure are.
Hi,
we're up here, and right now we're again over the I-65 Brooks Road interchange, like you said. And you can see the traffic is not as dense as it was earlier. Apparently, folks are finally getting the message and staying clear of this area. You're seeing a lot of law enforcement vehicles around, and once you get into the darker areas where most of the damage is, about the only lights you see are flashing lights out here. Brooks Road still is pretty much in a state of gridlock right over, you can see the overpass here. Folks simply aren't moving, and if you can see right down here below, they're still trying to right some of these tractor trailers that got blown around by this twister as it moved through the area earlier this evening. You've got one they're working on there, and it looks like they may be working with something down on the interstate also, though it's tough to see. But as we come around the side here, you can see still some pretty heavy traffic on 65 as one lane is closed, but it appears to be moving a little bit better now. And like I said, it appears right now that people are finally starting to kind of stay clear of this area for the most part. Meanwhile, you know, folks moving around, rescue vehicles moving around, still trying to get a grip on the situation. But if Paul Kacharski, the photographer I'm with here, can pull wide, you can kind of see the whole smattering of flashing lights across the horizon. That's about all you see out here right now. Gary?
All right, George, and we can see below you I-65, which had been closed down the last time we talked to you, is running, and it appears at least 2 lanes one way and 1 lane another way, so it at least is moving for the time being. I still see some emergency vehicles down there, but it looks better.
Yeah, it does. It's moving a lot better than it was earlier. We had gone back to refuel, and just in that period of time that we took there, things have changed significantly. When we left here, it was, of course, completely shut down while they were working on clearing the interstate. Now, like you said, there's 1 lane, the left lane, moving fairly well, and just the one area here you can see where there are a couple of lanes that are shut down.
You still have that tipped tractor there, it appears, does it not? I can't see it too well in the darkness, but that tractor there, tractor trailer, has been laying on its side for a good, yes, there it is.
That's
It looks like they've at least got it righted now, huh?
Yeah, Gary, it looks to be upright at this point. They may still have something underneath it. They've been working to get them up. We counted about 4 or 5 of them when we first came down here, all of which they've been strewn around like Tonka toys. This one appears to be up. It's hard to tell in the darkness if this is the last of them that they're trying to work on right now, but they seem to have it upright at least, which is going to solve some more of the traffic problems in the area, though the biggest traffic deal at this point now is going to be the police restricting areas and just not letting people into some of the most heavily damaged areas. And from what we've been told, they have really clamped down You can see here at Brooks Road, they're not letting people in that way. And back down in the other direction, you can't see it from here, but Preston Highway is also shut down once you get into the areas where I'm told we're going to move down and take a look at that now. Preston Highway, you can see the flashing lights down that way. That's Preston Highway. It is closed in both directions when you get to the areas where the heaviest of the damage is. So police are cramping down. Yeah, Melissa?
While we continue to watch your video of the traffic snarls there, we do want to tell some people to report to duty. Any member of the 223rd Military Police National Guard Unit is asked to report to the Butyl Armory. That here in Jefferson County, any member of the 223rd Military Police National Guard Unit is asked to report to the Butyl Armory. And we assume that they will be dispatched then in emergency or military vehicles to this area. But you are asked to report to the Butyl Armory.
Whenever you have a situation like this where a community is devastated as this one has been, it is not only exposed to the elements but also to all manner of things like looting. So the possibility is here that they're calling in military police and other units of the police to at least guard the property of the folks that have had their property damaged tonight, and it's exposed to the weather, and anybody that walks through the area, although this area around Preston Highway and I-65 has been sealed off, as we have told you through the evening. Now, if you live in that area and you have been out of your house, or if you live in that area and you were in a house that has been damaged and you need to seek shelter for tonight, the Red Cross has set up a shelter in what is the mostly undamaged North Bullitt High School, which is at 3200 East Hebron Lane. It is very close by, so you will not be too far away from your house. And the Red Cross is also offering shelter in Spencer County. You need to check with the Spencer County Courthouse. In itself, it is not that large a facility, but they will put you in with somebody who will provide shelter for you for the evening. Those are the two areas tonight that we know that there has been considerable tornado damage, and this was the rather large and menacing storm that did most of the damage in North Bullitt County. As you can see by the time code on this home videotape, 6:56 tonight. This was the leading edge of the first storm that passed through Kentucky and caused most of the damage.
There you see the...
yeah, Melissa has the name of the gentleman.
Of us. Anthony Glass is the person who took us in Mount Washington. You can see how large the tornado gets there. He lived on Linwood, or lives on Linwood Road. That's where his home is, and he saw the tornado come out of the clouds. You could hear the sirens in the background, and took quite a few minutes. We watched this tape for at least 4 minutes while the tornado comes down and goes up into the clouds at another point and comes back down, forms again. You'll see it right here, right there at the top of your screen. Comes back down, doesn't appear to hit the ground at this point, but there again you see it moving along a pathway. He is in Mount Washington, and there's considerable damage in Mount Washington as there is in the Pioneer Village area as well.
I know over the years there's a lot of video of tornadoes that's available on videotape and so forth. A lot of them sometimes show a spindly little tornado that nevertheless is devastating, but the breadth of this particular twister was sort of the stuff of movie videos.
Especially recent movie videos.
Yes, and it was this was a huge storm that you could measure across, and as you can tell from the path of damage that we have seen tonight, it was a considerable breadth, and it cut quite a wide path through the subdivisions that it affected. It was just a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to see pass through your community, your hometown. And now we are in the process over the next several days to try and dig out and repair the damage. And this is the damage that's first seen from Sky 11 tonight. Homes splintered, roofs torn off, trees shattered, and it was just horrible to